This is Cheyenne Valentine back today again with a new episode. Today's episode, I want to know, how do you all feel about women who choose to have a baby with a married man? Now, I was conflicted about doing this video because some men do not like some of my previous videos because they cannot think outside the box. They do not want to hear a woman's point of view because they just want a woman to think the way they think. And I keep telling them that women are women and men are men. We don't think the same and we do not require the same. So women, for the most part, like provider males. That's just how it is. Okay. Just like a lot of men like women who are very sexual and freaky. That's just, it's just, you can't fight what somebody likes, what's kind of in their nature. But anyway, I was reluctant to do this video because when I do a video addressing women, then they jump in my comment section and they agree with everything that I say. But when there's a video about my issues with some things that men do, or when I have questions and I feel they're contradicting themselves and I just want to bring it to their attention and discuss it, then I'm every name in a book and they're upset. And I'm like, what are you upset about? If the video doesn't pertain to you, then you shouldn't be mad. So same for this video. So to the women, if you never had a baby by a married dude, then this video shouldn't affect you. So anyway, but I wanted to know, I really want to know, how do you all feel about women who have had a baby with a married man? Now me, the way my moral compass is and how I look at things, I don't like those women. I think very little of those women. I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to get into why I'm talking about this. The first reason I am is because one day I wouldn't mind being married, and the thought of my husband impregnating another woman makes me literally want to throw up. However, how I look at it is, if he is supposed to be loyal to me, not her. So the first thing I want to say is, this is not about attacking the side woman and all that. Only reason I'm addressing the woman who gets pregnant by a married man, and I'm only talking about her in this video. I'm not going to be talking about the husband and why he cheated. We're not discussing that in this video. I'm talking about her in this video because I ran into a woman who I went to school with who had a kid by a married man. I'm going to tell you the discussion, and she did not take any accountability for her part in the situation, and that got me upset. So I need to talk about this because I don't like people who don't take accountability, whether you're a male or a female. I don't tolerate that. I don't like that because, look, none of us is perfect. And let me say this first too. People think when I make these videos, I'm trying to bash someone, I'm trying to judge them. No. First of all, this is the thing. This goes for me, you, or anybody else. We have to first acknowledge that we have done something wrong. Can we agree to that? We have to first acknowledge that. Once we have acknowledged that, we can fix it and not do it again. If we never acknowledge that we did anything wrong, how can we fix it and change it? This is not about someone trying to make you feel bad about yourself. And this is not about bashing someone and trying to look down on them. So let me use myself as an example. Something that I done wrong in a dating scene. I stayed with a guy, an ex-boyfriend, way too long when I knew I should have left. And so I didn't blame him. I think in the beginning I blamed him for a lot of the relationship being bad. But then when I look back, I thought about, well, why did you stay? If he was so bad, why the hell did you stay? Why are you complaining about him? Leave. You chose to stay. And I had to look within myself, and I had to go to a little bit of counseling too. I had to go to counseling because I had to figure out, why did I stay so long with a person who didn't make me happy? So I had to take accountability for my part in my life. I couldn't keep blaming a guy or blaming him. Well, he did this, and yeah, he did do bad things to me, but I stayed. So there was something in me that wanted me to hold on to that. So I found out that I held on to it because I had some other issues, and I'm not going to talk about what those was, but it was a reason why I was doing that. Okay. So, I had to go to counseling to really figure out what was wrong with me, that I held on to somebody who wasn't benefiting me, where I wasn't happy. So I've been through the same thing where I had to take accountability for my part in my life and me making a bad decision. That bad decision was staying with someone too long that wasn't making me happy. Okay. So to the women, I'm not about women attacking the side woman. Like I say, she has no loyalty to you. He does. Now, if she jumps froggy and want to get ignorant, then that's when you have to handle her and protect yourself. But he's the one, because if it wasn't her, ladies, it would have been another woman. Okay, she's not the only one that he had probably cheated on you with or would cheat on you with. So the woman is really that he chose to mess around with, to me, she's really irrelevant, because see, he has a character flaw where, okay, it's a lot of women in the world, so if he can't resist women other than you, then he's going to do it again with a different woman. That's how I look at it. So I'm not going to get nasty with her unless she says, yeah, I knew y'all was together and I didn't care. See, that's when, okay, I'm going to say to her, well, you a low down, dirty, trashy, you know what? Because if you were married, I know for a fact you would not want me messing around with your husband, but yet it's okay for you to do that to me. See, that's where I have a problem. I have a problem with people treating people the way they don't want to be treated. No, did I say that right? Yeah, so I think I said that right. So basically, you want someone to respect your relationship if you were in one, but you don't want to respect somebody else's relationship. That's what I mean. Okay, so let's get to it. It's a girl that I went to high school with. Me and my boyfriend. And let me first say that I don't like women who choose to have a baby with a married man, because it's a choice. I don't respect them. Now the married dude, like I said, I'm not gonna talk about him. We all, I have a lot to say about married men who cheat on their wives, and it's not good. I don't like them at all. They're trash. But this video is not about the married men. I want to talk about the women who have children with married men, because I want to break down, I'm trying to figure out their psychology. And two, women, we have to respect each other and respect each other's relationships, because we all know, this is why this makes me so mad, we all know that we wouldn't want a woman to do that to us. We know this. If you were married, you know damn well you wouldn't want another woman having hot, sweaty sex with your husband, having unprotected sex with him, letting him come all in her face and doing all this stuff, coming in her and impregnating her, and then knocking on your door saying, I'm pregnant by your husband. I knew a woman, I had a friend, and her brother, he was kind of like, I guess, a playboy. I don't know. He had a long-term girlfriend that he had, I think, 2 kids with at the time. They weren't married though. And another girl came, a woman knocked on her door one day. The woman that knocked on her door, I went to elementary school with this woman, and I never liked her. I never even liked her when I was a little girl. Something about her I didn't like. She was annoying. And my friend told me the girl knocked on his girlfriend's door and said, I'm pregnant by your boyfriend, and a fight ensued. Okay, it got real ugly, and she didn't lose the baby, and she had the baby, and he to this day is denying that's his child and all that. So y'all, I know of circumstances like this that has happened, and and they weren't married though. But I want to talk about the people that are. So I had a friend, not a friend, but we went to high school together, and me and my boyfriend, 2 other male high school friends, and the young lady, we were at her house. No, it was 3 other male, I think it was 3 other male friends we went to school with. We were at her house. Like I said, I went to high school with all these people. We're at her house, and she has 2 kids, and they're about 2 different guys or whatever. Excuse me. And I want to say too, these men have a decent amount of money. Basically, I know one makes 6 figures. She met them through her career. She was very career driven, and I'm not gonna say what career she's in, but she's very career driven. The men that she was with were as well. So both of them made good money. But her first child's father, he had a lot of expenses, so he made 6 figures, but it didn't really show up. He had a lot of debt too. So anyway, she started telling us about how she met. She was pregnant. When we went over her house, she was pregnant with this guy's baby. She's telling us this story like it's a love story. So that's the first thing I noticed. I didn't judge her. I'm just listening to her. I'm not jumping in. I'm not saying what, I'm listening to how this whole thing started and what happened. So she basically said they met at work, and they'll ask each other, oh, what you do this weekend? And they'll say what they did this weekend. But both of them at the time, he was married, and I think she had a boyfriend. So they would kind of pretend like they weren't with a significant other. Okay, follow me? So things progress, and they start liking each other. And I think her and her boyfriend broke up, and her and this dude started talking. Eventually, he told her that he was married, and there you have it. So they start messing around. She started messing around with a married dude. Okay. They're messing around, and I'm not gonna get into all the details, but it was messing around. She said he'd been married for 10 years. I forgot how old he was. He wasn't that old. I think he might have been 30, possibly. He's been married. He got married young, which is probably, he got married pretty young. And she said he told her that he had slept with 50 women. Now, she knew those 50 women. I think she said he slept with 70 women. Wait a minute. I think she said he slept with 70 women. So if he admitted to 70, it probably was more than that. And she said she knew that amount of women couldn't have been before he got married, because he got married rather young. So she felt he had to be doing this to his wife, cheating on her the whole time, which probably was what was happening, because he's cheating on her again with you. So they were messing around, and she actually ran into, they're going back and forth having their problems. And so she actually came back home for a while and started messing back around with her high school sweetheart, which I remember him from high school. And she got back in contact with the married man, and she told him that she had hung out with a high school sweetheart, and he said, well, did you sleep with him? And she said, yeah, I did. And so he was upset, which I was thinking to myself, why is he mad that you slept with your high school sweetheart when he's married? So he's being territorial of a woman that doesn't belong to him, and he has a wife? How sick, right? So basically, to continue, she's saying they went to a psychic. I mean, I'm not gonna get into all details, because I want to get into just women who choose to have babies by married men. So long story short, everyone, they hung out for like a week or something, because their jobs, they had to move a lot and travel. And he came to her, they met up in a hotel, or they went, I don't know, they just hung out for a week or two. And she said it was just screwing all over that house, and apparently no condoms was used, and then she got pregnant. She figured out of course she found out she was pregnant weeks later, but she realized when it occurred, and she remembered those 2 weeks it was a week or 2 weeks they spent together, and she realized, okay, this is when I got pregnant, because no condoms were being used, and I guess she was on birth control. And I'm assuming, he doesn't care. He didn't care about impregnating her, because he did not use a condom, because like I said in another video, everyone wants to take accountability for their own actions. So if the man does not want to impregnate this woman, he is to put on a condom. If she requests him to take it off, he is to walk out of the door. For the woman, you can ask him, can you please put on a condom? If he refuses to put on a condom, you can walk out of the door. Both people are to take accountability for their own actions, male and female. Okay, so in this scenario, the married man and her both, in my opinion, wanted a baby. Okay, and that because if he didn't want a baby, everybody, he would have put on a condom. And if she asked him not to put it on, he would have pulled up his pants and left, because he does not want a baby, and especially not by a mistress, right? So let's get into it. She gets pregnant, and I don't know if what happened before or after the pregnancy, but what happened was she found out he was messing around with another girl at the job. She got upset, and she wrote a letter to his superior. Is that a word? Scratch that. Pretend like I didn't say that. To his boss. What? I don't know. What am I talking about? Supervisor. That would be supervisor. Why did I say so? Anyway, she wrote a letter to his supervisor, and basically he got in trouble, major trouble, and the reason why he did is because they was already suspicious of him messing around with this particular woman at his job, and the letter just confirmed what they thought. And with his particular job and the career they're in, that was against the rules to mess around with another employee, and he had a higher rank than the employee they was messing around with, and that was against their rules. So he got in a lot of trouble, and she admitted to him she wrote a letter, and he wanted nothing to do with her. So I think when she admitted that she wrote the letter, I don't know if that was before or after she got pregnant, or before or after she told him she was pregnant. I'm really not sure. All I know, she told him she wrote this letter to his supervisor and got him in trouble, and he never forgave her for it. And so when she told him she was pregnant, he said he did not care, and he told his wife that she was pregnant. The wife and her had conversations. The wife was calling her a whore and all that. see, I don't like for the women to get into it. As long as she did not disrespect his wife. I mean, obviously she disrespected his wife by screwing him. Okay, because sometimes men lie in the beginning, but once she found out he was married, she should have backed off and left him alone. She continued. So if the wife want to call her a whore or whatever, but my thing is, your husband is a whore as well, and your husband is trash because he's supposed to be loyal to you. If it wasn't her, it'd be another female. See, something's wrong with your husband, and there's something wrong with these women who will have a baby with a married man, and that's who I'm about to get into. So she's telling us the story, but as I'm noticing, she's not taking no accountability for her part in it. And what do I mean by that? She said, oh, his wife was calling me a whore, but I'm not a whore or whatever, but she can call me that if she wants to. And she says, I don't understand why he thinks I'm not going to put him on child support. So either my boyfriend or one of the dudes there said, well, why would he think you wouldn't do it? And she's like, I don't know. She says, I'm going to put him on child support. And so she looked kind of sad, and she just never once said, you know what, I shouldn't have been messing around with this married man. Like this was bad, and like, why did I get pregnant by him? What was I thinking? That's what I wanted to hear. I know she does not regret her child, but she should regret who she's having it by at least. I mean, damn. You don't have to regret the child, just you don't regret getting pregnant by a married dude. So that brings me to how I feel. How do you all feel about women who get pregnant by a married man? I don't respect them and I don't like them. Okay, now, if a woman got pregnant by a married man and she says, I regret it, I don't regret my child, but I regret messing around with him, then I will have more respect for her. But the women I don't respect is the ones who lay down with a married man and then gets pregnant by him, has the baby, and then expect him to leave his wife. And that's what I want to get into. I think these women think the guy's gonna leave their wife because she got upset that he was messing around with another woman at his job. But my thing was, why are you upset? You're not his wife. He can, oh, you thought you were special. See, this is what happens. Okay, we think we special. Okay, yeah, all of us on this planet are special. Don't get it twisted and unique. But when it comes to the opposite sex and romantic partners, y'all already know a lot of us can be replaced because all men got the same body parts and all women got the same body parts. I mean, we would like to think that we're super special to the opposite sex, but really we kind of not. I mean, we are, and again we're not. Most people think they can. Most people will replace a person kind of quickly because the other person got the same body parts. Okay, so she thought she was special. She knew what she was doing was wrong, but she convinced herself, oh well, maybe it should, see, this is what women think. They think that if a guy gets married, he's super loyal, he's a loyal type of guy, because if he's not a loyal type guy, why would he get married, right? They think that his wife, he thinks the world of his wife, and it takes him a lot to cheat. No, that's not what it is. It don't take some married man a lot to cheat. They're just married, but they still be sleeping with other women. And see, some women don't know that. So I'm here to tell women, if you don't know, just because a man is married does not mean he's super loyal to his wife and he don't look at other women, he don't cheat. No. Some of them, I know a lot of married men who are full-blown cheaters. I know a married man who was messing around his wife for the last 20 years and she found out 20 years later, and they was about to get divorced. She moved out and everything, and she, they're back on track now, but she found out when they was well into their late 50s, or I'm gonna say mid 50s, when she found out. So he'd been doing that for a long time, and his kids seen this woman. So yeah, he was real trifling. But anyway, women sometimes, I'm gonna throw myself in this too. We think, oh, when you see a married man, oh, he's loyal, he's a good guy, he loves his wife to death, because we know how some men can be. They're not as quick to commit. So when they do, you're like, oh, he must be, smitten over his wife, and he probably wouldn't really cheat, because why would he? He could just stay single and slept with different women. Why would he get a wife and then cheat on her? See, that's how we think. We think it from a woman's perspective. Some of these men are like that. Okay, so we're thinking if he comes on to us, I know you women probably have had a married man flirt with you, right? You think if he's flirting with you, he's coming on to you, that, oh well, you must be super special because he's a monogamous type guy, he's into one woman. No. We're thinking like a woman. No, him being married for some men don't mean a thing. I'm trying not to curse. Goddamn isn't too bad, right? So it doesn't mean anything to them. Some men, I didn't say all men, so don't come and say it's not all married men. You're trying to make married men seem bad. I'm not. Okay, I'm saying some married men, women. I'm trying to say that some women think that pretty much most married men are like super loyal to their wife because they feel that some men don't want to commit anyway. So when a man does commit, they figure, oh, this woman must be incredible to him and he must be like really into her and he wouldn't do that to her. And so when he flirts with you, you might think, oh, I must be special, you know, that he's making an exception for me to flirt with me. I must be really just something. The woman might think I must be special to get him to cheat on his wife. Put it like that. They might think that, oh, I must be something super special to get him to be willing to cheat because you think his moral compass is really high and he doesn't cheat. Wrong answer. Wrong damn answer. He is a cheater. He just happens to be married. That's what we don't understand about some of these married men. So that's what she thought. She fell for the okie doke. And my thing with her was, why did you have unprotected sex with him? And then she didn't take no accountability. She never once in that conversation said, you know what, I don't regret I don't regret my child that's in my stomach, but I really wish I did not get pregnant by him. I should not have got pregnant by him. I should have respected that he was married. And even though, you know, we came on to each other and all that, I wish I would have walked away when he told me, because I don't think she knew at first that he was married. I give her that. But once she found out, she probably had feelings for him by that time and didn't want to walk away. Look, we all have to deal with the consequences of our actions. It does not mean that we're evil people and all that. It just means that when you know you're doing something wrong, it's hard sometimes to do the right thing. It's hard sometimes to do the right thing. I'm admitting that. It can be very hard. But what helps me do the right thing when I'm having bad thoughts is I put myself in the other person's shoes and I say, okay, if I was married to this beautiful man right here, would I want him messing around on me with this woman, with another woman? Would I want her to knock on my door and say, I'm pregnant by your husband? How would that make me feel? Would I want to see text messages between him and her talking about sexual things? See, just reverse it in your head. And if you say you want mine that, then you probably gonna go on and do it and do what you gotta do. But I'm saying for me, I know me, I wouldn't like if I was married to whom I thought was a great guy and a woman knocked on my door and said, I'm pregnant by your husband. I wouldn't like that at all. Let's just say I would be very upset. Something bad would happen. I wouldn't like, coming across his phone and it lights up and I see naked pictures from another woman. I just wouldn't like that. Okay. So that's how I deal with bad thoughts or going with a feeling in the moment or going out of character. I think about, well, would I want someone doing that to me? Just think like that. So I'm sorry, the women who get pregnant by married men, I'm trying to figure out, do they feel that the guy is going to leave their wife from them? I think that's what was going to happen because she seemed distraught and I'm looking at her like, what did you think was going to happen? Okay, you try to get him fired from his job. First of all, I wouldn't even told him that. I've had thoughts of trying to get men fired from jobs before too, because women, we can get emotional, right? When we get our feelings hurt. So I get why she did it. I mean, I'm not saying it was right, but I feel he deserved it considering he was cheating on his wife. So what's going to happen is going to happen, right? So he brought it on himself. He shouldn't have been. If he wouldn't have been cheating on his wife, he wouldn't have made a woman mad enough to try to get him fired because he was messing around more than one woman. But see, my thing with her is she tried to get him fired, and she said really she wanted to destroy the other woman. Yes, everyone. When she wrote that letter to his job to get him in trouble, the letter she said was really meant to destroy the other woman and get her in trouble, but it backfired and it got him in trouble and made him mad. And then when she told him that she wrote the letter, he's like, oh, so you're the reason why my life has been hell. But she's the reason again. She's not. Dude, you did this on your own. If you had kept your penis in your pants and not cheated on your wife, and you constantly cheating, dude, this is bound to happen to you. But anyway, when he realized that she wrote the letter, even though his supervisor was already suspicious of him, the letter sealed the deal and he got in trouble. So it backfired, she said, on her because she wanted the woman to get in trouble. And my thing about it is, why do you want to get her in trouble? See, ladies, we got to watch this. This man was already married when you met him, and you thought you were special. See, you thought he made it you thought he was a super faithful guy who was in love with his wife, and you was just so beautiful and irresistible, and he made an exception to be bad with you, right? No. He's bad with all these women. Get my drift? You ain't nobody special to some of these dudes. Simply not. To these men, women are just walking vaginas, okay? So she want to get mad at the woman? Like, how you gonna get mad at the other woman? Like, y'all, she was the other woman, but now she's gonna get mad at the other woman. The side piece. She was the side piece, but so the side piece is getting mad at the side piece. I have never heard no crap. I guess she said, I knew the wife was here first, but I'm not finna let another woman come in between us. Look, when we got, I'm not saying you all are like this, but just any woman that thinks like this, understand that if a man is married, that does not mean he's monogamous and a faithful type. If he's coming on you, just understand that he's probably came on to a lot of other women too. Just know this, okay? So if he's trying to tell you he's having problems in his marriage and all this, I wouldn't even listen to him. I say, well, go fix your marriage first, and when you get a divorce, you can come talk to me. That's what you tell him, and you walk away. Now, if you've been talking to him for a while and you did not know he was married, I'm gonna tell you it's gonna be kind of hard to break it off, because about time you find out, you're probably gonna be emotionally invested, and this is when you're gonna have to reverse in your head and say, okay, this is hard for me because I like him now and I thought he was single. However, now that I know the truth, I still want to like him, but how would I feel if I was his wife? As much as I like him, if I was his wife and a woman was having intercourse with him behind my back, how would I feel if another woman came up pregnant and knocked on my door and said, I'm pregnant by your husband? How would that make me feel? And if it would make you feel bad, then don't do it. That's the only advice I can give you. If you still go along with it and then have a gall to have unprotected sex with him when you're not on birth control, and when you tell him, don't expect him to be happy, because some of these married men are hypocrites. They cheat on their wives, don't have unprotected sex, get other women pregnant, but they don't want you to have a baby. They want you to get an abortion. So just know, when you sound pregnant, even though he willingly, y'all willingly had unprotected sex together. He willingly got you pregnant because he had unprotected sex with a woman who was not on birth control, and he came in her. When he gets you pregnant, I'm just telling you, even though he willingly did it, I'm telling you right now, he's going to say, get rid of the baby. 9 times out of 10. Now, I ain't gonna say, I'm not gonna get a percentage. I just feel like I've heard this happen. It's a large percentage he's gonna tell you get rid of it, or ask you to, and you're not gonna want to. So now you're gonna have a baby with now you're gonna have a baby with a married man. And most likely he's not going to leave his wife. I'm going to repeat this again. He's not going to leave his wife. So the women who get pregnant by married men, I tried to figure out, why would they want to have a baby with a dude that's married? And the only thing I could come up with is that they think that he's going to leave his wife for them, because they feel that they're special. And I don't respect these women, because I know for a fact, if they was with any man, if they were married to any guy, they would not want another woman pregnant by him. So what makes them think it's okay for them to do it?